Here we go, back at it again on the Allis. What are we going to do today? Drain the radiator. Step 1. Step 2, remove the drained radiator. And step 3, explain my now thought through process on what I actually want to do to this tractor and how far I want to take this restoration. Here's a hint, I'm not actually going to restore it right now. So, to drain the radiator, I've made myself a little setup. Take a look. This tractor, you can see through the shadow, did not come with an extended drain on the radiator. So using a bungee cord, a funnel, a chunk of hose, and a 5-gallon bucket, I've made my own solution. So what happened next did not go anywhere at all according to plan. It went very badly, involved coolant leaving the tractor much more rapidly than I thought, and a lot of swearing. So in order to keep this video PG, we're not going to show that. However, I can assure you it looked something like this. And now, back to our tractor repair. Well, that didn't work, but we learned together. Moral of this story is put more than 30 seconds worth of engineering thought into your drain solutions if your tractor is not equipped with the extended drain plug like it should have been in the first place. Thank you, previous owner. Alright guys, it's the next day, we're back at it. Big plans for today, we're going to get the front mounting bracket, which contains all the power steering components, completely off. We're going to start taking that apart, cleaning it, getting it ready to reseal it so it doesn't leak anymore. To do that, we're going to take the loader arms back off. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but I just put them back on because I wanted to see how they fit. Fits very nicely. Actually, the arms themselves come off and on pretty easy with use of another loader, like the ditch witch. So, after we get that off, we're going to take off the crankshaft pulley to start looking about making the second pulley we're going to mount onto that to power the hydraulic pump. We have a hydraulic pump here, so we can start looking at the bracket for that. All in all, it's going to be a big day on the front end of the Allis. Do now, I'm going to drain the power steering fluid from the pump, which is right here on the right side of the tractor. Given everything that's been going on, I don't think a lot's going to come out. That's really on there. more than I thought. That's why we put the bucket down. Okay, I got the cherry picker hooked onto a side rail there, and we're just going to pick the front end of the tractor up just enough to take the weight off of the front axle. You see how it's floating now? Front axle on this tractor is only loosely pinned in so that it can move just a touch. And right now I'm going to try and disconnect the tie rod ends. One that I'm working on right now was barely hanging on by a thread, so hopefully it's loose enough that this one will drop no problem.
They did not. Even his own name, CD, was not free of those fabrications. Yes, Woody, in his pursuit of fame, tried to inch himself into the spot.
Tie rods are off. So the only thing holding on this whole front axle assembly now is the pin at the back and 4 cap screws holding this whole upper bracket on that holds the pivot for the front axle. So we're going to undo those now. By the way, today's episode has been brought to you by the makers of Floor Dry. Not really, but that'd be nice. So the rear 2 mounting bolts for the front steering axle bracket, pretty easy to find. The front 2 are accessed through these 2 holes in the bottom. Axle's disconnected. We have to disconnect any hydraulic lines running from the pump, which is back here, to the power steering unit. So that'd be this one, and this one here that goes down to the valve. Now that one I'm probably going to disconnect from both just to avoid damaging it. This line here, which I made a cutout for in the loader bracket, does have a kink in it, so might be getting replaced. Next, we're going to disconnect the steering shaft from this collar, which is held in by this hollow pin. You have movement. Okay, so there's still some lines running from the control valve to the ram on the power steering. So what I've done here is just finagled a nylon strap in there to get behind those lines and just hold on to the casting of it. So now what we're going to do is just put a little bit of pressure on this. We're going to undo the cap screws and hopefully it comes off. power steering unit is off, I'm going to take it out back and hose it off, and then take it to the, maybe take it apart first, and take it to the parts tank and get it all cleaned up and see what we got to replace inside.